Hello everyone, and welcome to your second reading of this absolutely beautiful Friday evening here in the Western Cape. Absolutely gorgeous day. I have the Light Seers Tarot on the tarot table for the readings today. As I said in the previous reading on Camilla, it's my one of my particularly female decks, and of course in that reading tons of male cards came out, so tarot just telling me don't make assumptions like that. But anyway, I'm going to do a 5-card reading. The dog's having a little cry in the background for attention. I'm going to do a 5-card reading, just check in with Catherine's energy as I did with Camilla. Little 5-card reading, how's she doing? How's she feeling about Harry right now? How's the public perceiving her, and long-term impact on her relationship with Harry? Of course, she was a target for a lot of the acrimony in the book. It was just very nasty, very mean-spirited, very spiteful, small-minded kind of petty criticisms of her. She came out initially, I think she was picking up the kids from school, driving. She looked very solemn, but very beautiful, very simply dressed, no makeup, or very pared down makeup. It was a very powerful image that was captured, I would imagine completely deliberately, sent out a very powerful message of a very serious and a very mature and a very unflustered woman. I'm going to have to keep shuffling a bit. That card popped out. And since then, she's been out and about with William, mental health excursion. She made a very pointed comment about sometimes talking doesn't help. I wonder who she was talking about when she said that. She was wearing a matchy outfit with Prince William. He was also there. They were smiling, they were happy, they were jolly. And matchy outfit with King Charles, who was in Scotland. And if I'm not mistaken, it's the same tartan that Meghan Markle once wore very badly. And that day when her trousers were dragging in the mud, and the pony wore it better than she did, wore that tartan better than she did. But please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. That was a long time ago, and memory of course fails me quite often. But anyway, 5-card reading. As I put the cards out to remind you, tarot reading, entertainment purposes, or opinion, my opinion, or speculation. I read on the royals because they're an archetypal family. They are the archetypal family, really, and we can apply lessons from archetypes to our own humble lives. And there is, of course, a written disclaimer in the box below. And we got a very powerful card that's come out as the underlying energy of this 5-card reading. The Emperor, the King, the husband, as I said, I got kind of told off by this tarot deck. No, I'm not just a female tarot deck. I'm everywhere and I am everything. Sorry to the Light Seers Tarot. Now we have the Emperor, the archetypal male energy, the father, the King of Kings, all of that stuff, literally the king, literally the husband. But it is just somebody she is so strong now, and I see this in readings I do on her. It's one of the reasons why I didn't bother with her, even though her birthday was wrecked and everything was awful. She's just coming across as so solid. That she's coming across as Emperor. And a little flash went through me of possibly one day may even be in that situation as a regent. Don't want to speculate on things like that. It's upsetting. But telling you what just flashed through me there. But she's so regal. She's such a leader. The Emperor leads. The Emperor is the one who makes plans and manages situations and tells people what to do and rallies the troops and gets everyone organized. This hasn't rocked her. It hasn't rocked her for 1 second. It might have behind the scenes made her feel a little sad and whatever else, but she has no doubts about herself. None at all. She has no doubts about her marriage. She has no doubts about her place in the royal family and her place in the world. And the male energy that is around her is solid as a rock as well. William's energy, King Charles's energy, they are 1000% behind her. So she is absolutely solid. She's of course got a father figure in her life who's very solid as well, Michael Middleton. And so I think she's been brought up with a very powerful animus, very, very, very strong in her sense of herself, in her masculine energy. So the situation that she finds herself in right now, the Seven of Pentacles, it's a taking stock, a thinking card, looking at what is going on in her life and thinking, I've done all of these things. Was it worth it? I've invested all that time and effort in has-been. Known him for an awfully long time, 20 years, more maybe even at this point. Helped him, had him tag along with me all these years in my projects that I've done. I put a lot of time and effort into him. Was it worth it? She's thinking those thoughts. She's got other things that she's invested in, her family, her future, her marriage, all of those kinds of things. A lot of thought going into this. I think behind the scenes, she's spending a lot of time just literally thinking about how much effort she's put in to Harry and his mental health and his life and his troubles and what she's got back from him now. And also possibly the poison pen of the wife, who may well have been involved in writing or rewriting this book. A lot of speculation about that. I speculate too, and I think that some of it was possibly direct contribution from the wife. But she's thinking about it. It's not negative. It's not thinking, well, that was a huge waste of time. She's thinking about it. She hasn't reached that moment of, well, I'm just going to write you off now. But thinking about her life. She's at quite a critical place in her life, age-wise, astrologically, kind of midlife. A moment where you do take stock of your life. The planets force you to. And you can refocus and you can make quite radical changes around it. I've said that about her before in another reading I did on her a while back, not that long ago. It will be in my last year's royal playlist, looking at her energy. Something brewing with her. So how is she feeling in herself right now? She's fine. She's fine. She's got the Knight of Cups there. She's got her husband, who is the Knight of Cups, a water sign prince, who is, I think, taking very good care of her, or they're taking very good care of each other. But we're in her energy now. We're looking at it from her point of view. Her Knight of Cups is there, giving her an enormous amount of emotional support. They're opposite signs, Cancer and Capricorn. The Cancer is doing what a good Cancerian man does, gives all that emotional support, very sensitive, very in tune, empathetic. He's there. It was her birthday. I'm sure that he spoiled her rotten on her birthday. They're looking very comfortable. They're looking very in sync with each other. When we saw them out and about yesterday, all good, all good. How's she feeling towards Harry? Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Not pleased. Not pleased. That woman's face, her expression, that's upright. The Queen of Pentacles is the woman who is the Earth Mother, is Catherine, is the Earth sign. The Capricorn is the person who normally would be loyal and faithful and devoted and kind and caring and generous and look after you and make sure your creature comforts and you're okay and you're stable and solid. Doing all of those things when it's upright. And she has done all of those things in the past, but she has switched it off. She switched that support off. And it's very practical support. The Queen of Pentacles is very, very practical. Good advice, a good listening ear. Will share her experience and say, well, don't be rash about this. Try that. I think very sensible, very solid. Not interested now. It's been stopped. I would say that she feels he's absolutely disrespected her as well, because the card is in the reverse. It's his view of her, basically, that he has tried to diminish her and thrown all of that good advice and all that help and loyalty and support back at her in a very treacherous and a very mean-spirited way. And she sees it. So energy coming off that card, lots of information coming off that card, both her feelings towards him and his feelings towards her, interestingly, have shown up there. She sees it. She sees that he's gone all out really to knock her down from her quite high perch where she is right now, Princess of Wales. She occupies the same status as his mother once did. That must rankle when you have the mother issues that Harry seems to have, according to his book that he has shared with us. So he's trying to knock her down, and she sees it. How's the public feeling? Are they sympathetic? She certainly got a lot of support, very vocal support from the public when she and William were out and about. Public, how do they see this situation? What is their view of it? Page of Swords. It's seeing the criticism, it's seeing the attacks. Page of Swords is very much about that. Seeing that she now has to be quite careful and wary and cautious and self-protective because nasty things have been written about her. Swords are words, written words that are going out, pages, communications. There is literally a book, a message going out, very cruel, very unkind, that she has to be self-protective and braced. Feeling for her, it's not huge pity. It's more an appreciation of the situation that she finds herself in, of just being attacked and having to be not being able to answer from that Page of Swords. She can't say anything back. All these things are coming at her. She can read the book, but she can't say anything. It's difficult, and people see that. They see it's difficult for her, but it's not like, oh, you're a wicked witch, you deserve all of this unkindness, all these nasty things being said about you. Equally, it's not, oh, we're so shocked and horrified and we feel so sorry for you. I think people are being very pragmatic about this book and being very rational and level-headed and seeing it for what it is, which is quite reassuring in these readings that I'm doing today. Anyway, outcome, consequences for the relationship, Harry, Catherine's relationship with Harry, impact of all of this, how's it going to be in future? Justice card in reverse. It's tipped it into darkness, this relationship, obviously. We don't need tarot reading to tell us that. I'm looking at energy, I'm looking at consequences, I'm looking out into the future. And we got justice, which is about fairness, is about the law. There might be some legal repercussions with that card. We know that the lawyers for Penguin Random House went through the book and took out 40-something pages that they said wouldn't fly and would result in legal action, allegedly, if they were kept in. Those pages seem to have to do with Catherine, among others, Pippa as well. So there might be kind of a sort of legal warning that goes out to him behind the scenes. If you try it, if you mention affairs, if you carry on like this, there might be repercussions, actual serious legal repercussions. Because, we've had the whole who made who cry nonsense again. It just goes on and on and on, and there might, as I say, be some kind of warning. But it does tell me that this relationship is out of balance now. It's out of whack. It's not going to be repaired. Justice card in reverse. Justice is, of course, karma as well. And in the reverse, it's bad karma. And it's what goes around comes around, the Justice card. And what Harry has put out, that nasty little Page of Swords, in his book, might just come back and bite him at some stage. He might get more than he bargained for coming back at him without her having to do anything. Justice is not necessarily human agency, can be divine agency, making sure that the scales are evened out at some stage in the future. At the moment, they are unbalanced. The situation has been put into turmoil because of his behavior and the nasty things that he's put in his book. That is my opinion. But at some stage in future, because a card in reverse can mean an energy that's delayed, at some stage, in fact, the scales may be settled and he may get his comeuppance, not because of something that she does deliberately, or consciously, but because of the energy that is going out. And the energy at some stage is going to do what the energy needs to do to kind of be used up and defanged, shall we say. An interesting card. I'm getting an interesting energy off it. I'm getting a watch this space almost of something is coming down the pike. It's not coming down the pike towards Catherine, but towards Harry. So that is the reading. And I'm glad to see that she's in good shape and good spirits, surviving, even, dare I say, thriving. And on that cheeky note, thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon.